Today is not like any other day because we are going to tackle a very crucial and important lesson which will impart not only knowledge but also the skills that you can use in the event of disasters so you can protect yourselves and even help save lives. Are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? I'm talking to a camera. Well, I'm more than ready. So, let's beware and be aware. Not so fun fact. From year 2001 to 2010, global disasters caused $1 trillion worth of damage. A staggering number of people lost their homes, 28 million. Disasters claimed 1.1 million lives over the course of the decade, an average of 300 deaths each day. In the Philippines, we know that our country lies along the Pacific Ring of Fire, characterized by active volcanoes and frequent earthquakes. We may not be able to prevent these natural hazards from happening, but we can limit the scale of devastation, which is where disaster risk reduction or DRR comes into play.
An aspect of soft intervention to disaster risk reduction is education and training, which is what our team is committed into pursuing as part of our broader initiative to make communities resilient by ensuring they have more capacity to cope with range of threats. Without further ado, let us proceed to the discussion of earthquake preparedness. The question is, what should you do when an earthquake occurs? During earthquake, please do not panic. I know it is easier said than done, but panic and stress only make the situation worse. Earthquakes are aggravated when people add chaos to the equation. Instead, maintain a rational state of mind so you could better think and act. Second, do the drop, cover, and hold under a strong table or desk in order to protect your head and vital organs from falling objects. This is the safest place for you. Third, stay away from furniture and windows because it may cause you injuries from shattered glasses or heavy objects. If you are inside, stay inside. If you are outside, stay outside. Now, if you're in a moving car, stop the car and stay inside. Most importantly, stay away from poles, buildings, and power lines because these are the greatest dangers. Instead, go to an open area, get down low, and stay there until the shaking stops. The threat doesn't end once the earthquake is over. Aftershocks following the large quakes can cause damage in their own right. Follow this list of post earthquake tips. First, check yourself and also others for injuries. Provide first aid for anyone else who needs it. Expect and be prepared for aftershock, so remain alert. Next, evacuate as efficiently as possible by forming two lines to avoid stampede. Use staircase instead of elevators because power may fall down and you can get stuck helplessly. But if you're already inside the elevator when the earthquake occurs, hit the button for every floor and get out as soon as you can. If you are trapped, cover your nose and mouth with handkerchief or any available clothes. Stay calm and try to get someone's attention by tamping on hard or metal parts of the structure. Doing so may increase your chances of being rescued. That is the end of my discussion of what you ought to do during and after earthquake. I'm Biaya Quintinta and I hope you learned something useful. And now let us proceed in the discussion of fire safety to be presented by Miss Trix Villanueva.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Aya. Now we're going to talk about fire safety. Let us begin first with prevention at home. Like what are the precautions we should take to narrow down the chances that a fire happens? First, install smoke detectors on every floor of the house and possibly every room. This will ensure na ma-alert tayo when a fire starts at mababawasan ang chance na kumalat ito sa iba pang parte ng bahay. And if we do install them, make sure to check them monthly and change them every 10 years. Next, don't put any rug, towel, tissue, or anything flammable near the stove in order to avoid them catching on fire. Next, don't leave the kitchen while cooking. Iwasan natin yung habit na iiwan natin yung pinipirito natin upang manood ng TV sa sala. Make a rule na bawal manigarilyo sa loob ng bahay or magsindi ng kandila. I-check din natin yung mga saksakan at cords natin and replace any bare wires. Check your LPG kung mahigpit ba ang pagkakasara or kung may leak ba. Plug appliances if not in use or kung aalis kayo. Make an escape plan and reenact them with the people in your home and learn how and in what situation should you use a fire extinguisher. Next is you should practice stop, drop, cover and roll, and crawl down low and go, go, go. Next is you should never leave children around open fires. Lastly, involve your children in any drills para ma-retain sa kanila ang gagawin nila kapag may sunog. The next section is what should you do when a fire is already happening. Like nagawa mo na lahat ng safety precaution, pero yung sunog sa kapitbahay mo ay umaabot na sa inyo. First, alert other people if possible and make as much noise as you can para magising lahat ng tao sa bahay, pati na rin mga kapitbahay. Next, avoid using stairs or rather, avoid using elevators and use stairs kasi malaki ang chance na matrap kayo sa elevator. And if there's too much smoke na, gumapang na kayo. And more importantly, don't take time to save your belongings. Mapapalitan ng gamit pero hindi ang buhay nyo. And please take your pets with you. I know so many cases where the pets are left behind in burning houses, so please take them with you. After escaping, meet up with the people in your house sa pinagplanuhan nyong lugar. If you still haven't, tawagin nyo na ang mga bumbero. And next, i-check nyo ang sarili nyo pati ang iba. May mga moments na a person is in shock to the point na hindi nila alam na may injury sila. So please check them too. And lastly, once out, stay out. Let the firemen take care of the fire and don't become someone na ililigtas pa ng bumbero kung nakalabas ka na naman in the first place. Next is bandaging techniques. This is very important in emergencies. For this, we will use a triangular bandage like this one. As you can see in the figure, the base is in here on top. The apex is the one here below, here, and these are the sides. The next clip will show you the right way to bandage an injured person based on the location of the injury.
First, place the triangular bandage beneath the injured elbow. Second, wrap the bandage to the injured elbow diagonally and then wrap it tightly to the injured part of the elbow. Third, wrap it around for 3 times and then tie it tightly.
I'm going to demonstrate how to perform the bandaging technique on wrist injury. If you can do the handling technique, lay your clothes on a flat surface and pull the apex down to the base and fold it 2 more times like this. Once you're done with the fold, hold the clothes like this. Twist inwards and clasp your hands like this. After clasping, get the inner part of the cloth and pull outward. You should be able to insert the injured wrist in the hole. Get both ends and wrap it around your neck and tie twice. Now I'm going to show you how to perform the bandaging technique on ankle injury. Step 1. Check the foot before bandaging to make sure it is clean. Lay the bandage across the top of the foot, just behind the toes. Hold the bandage in place behind the toes and wrap it around the ball of the foot back over the first layer to anchor it in place. Step 2. Keeping the tension firm but not tight. Continue applying the bandage smoothly, covering the whole foot. Step 3. Continue the bandage around the bottom of the heel. Step 4. Then around the foot and then the heel again. Moving a little higher up the ankle
and back around the heel again. Be careful not to leave any gaps where the fluid will accumulate. Step 5 and the final step, continue bandaging smoothly up the leg, finishing approximately midway up the cuff. When you reach the end of the row, secure the tag end with the provided clips or a small piece of athletic tape. Here are the steps in bandaging chest injury. 1. Place the center of the bandage on the dressing with the point resting on the shoulder at the side of the injured chest and its base parallel to the ground. 2nd, fold a hem about 2 inches outward along the base, then carry both ends firmly around the body and tie them at the back. 3rd, twist both ends together and bring them up to the shoulder where the point is and tie them as well. 4th, be sure to fold outside hems at each side of the bandage before tying the point. Before anything else, I'm going to place a clean dressing at the top of the victim's head to reduce the risk of infection and scarring. Now, as you can see, I'm going to use a triangular cloth that I have improvised in order to demonstrate bandaging technique on head injury. To begin, fold the bandage 3 times as shown. After that, place the bandage just above the eyebrows. On the back of the head, cross both ends of the triangular bandage with the bandage tip on the bottom of or top in the crossing. Then, apply the square knot at the victim's forehead and make a knot with the right over the left and the left over the right. Make a tack with the stray end to make it look tidy. Pull the triangular bandage tip gently at the back and then fold it and tuck it so that there are no loose ends.